is Prescott Gallery of Homes. Today we have Rob Witt, one of our real estate agents in Camp Verde. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, so tell us a little bit about Rob Witt and where are you from and what made you relocate to Arizona and get into real estate and Camp Verde specifically?
Well, that's a lot of questions in a row, but they rolled off really well. So I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, and moved. My dad was in the military, and we moved a lot.
I did not know you were a military brat.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
good.
we ended up in Northern California, where it's just where I grew up. Went to school in Southern California and stayed there. Started my career as a commercial real estate agent and was working in the Los Angeles area, buying office buildings and buying shopping centers. And then I relocated to Arizona in 1987 and love it here. Been here ever since.
So you've been in real estate 30 years?
34.
34. Wow, that's a long career.
Yeah,
So
it is.
very good.
Seen a lot.
What made you get into real estate initially? What piqued your interest?
Actually, the money. My degree was in accounting, and I thought I was going to go to work for a big 8 accounting firm, and a lot of my friends that I graduated with did. But when we graduated, I got an offer to work for a real estate syndication firm in Southern California, and I was making a lot more money than my friends that were dredging it out in public accounting, although a lot of them, kind of recovered from that after years. So that was kind of an arbitrary decision early on in my career, but I loved it and stuck with it. So.
And bean counting is not for everyone.
No, it's not. You can make a lot of errors.
So every real estate agent's different, and with your expertise and experience and success, I know you're highly successful. What makes you a little bit different than some of the other agents in the community?
Well, I specialize in different things than a lot of agents. Although I love all the realtors, I think are independent, and we all bring a lot of things to the table. My specifics and my background in commercial real estate and in investing helps a lot of my clients. I took a portfolio of investors and that was worth about $8 million in 2008, and we had a really good run and turned it into about $14 million between 2008 and 2016. And so that was just kind of an application of some of my skills.
So they almost doubled, almost $1 million a year.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well. Yeah, there was a lot of value between 8 and 13 that you could buy. Just you just bought value, and we were buying things so far below market that the replacement cost was significantly above what we were paying for it.
So tell us a little bit about growing that value, $8 million. So in today's market, the REOs are pretty much dried up a little bit, some of the undervalued stuff. Yeah. Where do you see the real estate investment? What projects would you recommend?
Well, there's always trends. We can always find value. You just have to be really selective. We didn't have to be selective in 2008. We were buying things at 30, 40 cents on the dollar, and there was a lot of that was being offered. Today, just looking at trends, we have significant appreciation in the Verde Valley, near Sedona, which is where I work. There is a really significant shortage of supply. One of my clients is building a apartment complex, 182 units. It's a HUD 207 program, and HUD required us to do a market study and market analysis, and HUD believes that the Verde Valley is 1,800 units under supply. So
wow.
our break even on the number of people that want to live there is about 1,800 more units. And so because of that, there's significant pressure on price, and that makes it a little bit easier to make money in this market. Different markets are different though. When we change and we're looking at a different place on the supply and demand curve, if there's an oversupply, then all of a sudden income becomes really important. Right. And so when we have income producing property, it's worth a significant amount more if it's producing income than it is if it's vacant. And so at different times and what's happening, you just have to look at the market and determine what's the best thing to buy.
And in that market area, the Camp Verde, the Verde Valley in general, you have land. available land to grow.
Yeah. There's not a lot though.
Uh-huh.
The Verde Valley is really an island surrounded by National Forest Service, and because of that, the supply really is limited, and so.
But desirable too, though, because of that.
Beautiful climate. Yeah.
So, what quick advice can you give some of the people watching our show today?
I think the biggest thing that I would want people to consider would be that professionals really do help. Realtors really do make a significant contribution. I've been in business for 34 years, and I seem to have made almost every mistake that you can make just by going through it.
Yes.
And what that means for my clients is I've already been through it,
Right.
and I've already done it. I'm one of the only people I know that bought half a house. I bought a house at an auction and found out later on that the lender actually only had loaned and the legal description was only on half the house because it was 2 parcels. And so obviously I had to clear that title up, and it's an interesting story in and of itself, but I don't know a lot of people that have bought half a house.
There you go.
So but I think experience makes a difference, and quality realtors can really help them hopefully get a greater return and do better for their portfolio.
So, Rob, I know you manage quite a bit of a real estate portfolio. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when I was working in Southern California, I worked for a syndicator, and we consolidated money and bought large projects. And I've kind of taken that with me. And so I actually manage 5 different funds, and they can be individual funds or group funds. One of them is for one individual that had a pretty big self-directed IRA that they wanted to invest. And that's really an amazing opportunity for people that don't know about investing either your 401k or your self-directed IRA in real estate, or you can do it in leasing funds. There's all kinds of different things, but I've had a neat opportunity to kind of explore that and develop that a little bit. A lot of people have all of their money with managers that are just invest in stock. And so like Edward Jones has a IRA fund that they would run, and they only allow you to invest in stocks. But that's not what the law says. So you just have to have a manager that will manage your funds in a way that meets all the criteria for the IRS, and then you can direct all of your retirement funds into real estate purchases. And so
and you know how to do that, and you have a lot of experience.
I've done that a lot, and I've helped a lot of people set up their own accounts or their self-directed IRAs, and I work with a couple different management companies that work with us.
Absolutely. Well, Rob, I appreciate you coming in today.
Oh, thank you.